Hello everybody, welcome to episode 2 of the Permaculture Pirate. I just thought I'd show you really quickly a couple of the places where I'm thinking about doing some of these little long-term gardens as we were. And, of course, air traffic. Here you can see we're just not that far from town, but not necessarily completely visible to the naked eye from the lake. And look at all of this unused space. Bound to be able to do something with that. But that's not where we're starting this adventure. So what we have here, this will actually be the second location. Still haven't made it to where I'm putting the first one yet, because I want to get away with that. But this looks like a great spot for maybe a couple of swales, based in some hugelkultur technique, and or a large hugel hoop. Nice and close to the lake here, I'll show you. It's just right there, so there's town. Anybody who parks their boat or canoe or whatever on the lake should be able to find this one easy enough. And after all, I am kind of taking the community garden approach to this permaculture thing. Now, when we get to the initial location that I want to start at, we'll discuss just what I mean by permaculture, because I've been watching a lot of things, and I think I'm a Paul Wheaton guy. I think I'm more about the bricks than the ethics, you know what I'm saying? Gotta love the ducks on the lake, though. Completely unrelated to today's project, but peaceful and beautiful all the same. The biggest drawback to trying to do this on the lake is, yes, it's Canada, yes, we have beavers. Look at how well they're working over this tree. So, I'll have to do a little something to protect my tree trunks. There's plenty of this dead, fallen wood along the lake, though. So I figure if I bring my little folding saw and my little hatchet, should be able to use all this dead wood for the hugelkultur beds. That'd be interesting. And like I say, I want to try hugelkultur hoops, so hugel hoops first. So this whole area along the beach is basically just clay cliff face and Russian olives that have grown on the debris of it. So I figure if I take that spot right there, I can get started and it won't offend anybody at all. Now, there is a house at the top of that hill, just barely visible through the trees. But I'm hoping if I do it kind of in here or over here, they either won't notice or at least won't complain. Now, I am going to have to worry about the deer population here. But I understand the deer in the valley here are pretty lazy, and if they have to reach up to eat it, they're not going to bother. So I think, welcome to the first location for the Permaculture Pirate. And I will garden here until I am told I can no longer do so. We've got a slight depression in the ground here that I might use for some sort of hugelkultur. We'll see. Trying to find the moist bits right now so I know where the runoff's gonna go. And the dog tied to a stump because he likes to run off too. But I got lots of potential on this one little clay bench. There are a few bike trails through here, but I figure as long as I leave those pretty much as is, maybe improve them just a little bit, then we should be good to go. Now, look at this for a start. What do we have here? Now, on a hunch, I'm going to say this is probably some kind of berry bush. If anybody can identify that, that would be great. Now, if I'd been thinking, I would have brought a hoe or a shovel, and probably not the dog. But he likes to come outside, what can I say? Loud and annoying though he may be at the moment. Alright, I think I'm going to get started on setting up my first hoop, and then I'll show you what that looks like, because if I have to record this whining, I'm going to go nuts. So things like this stump here, I'm going to try and move it over to where I'm putting my garden. But mostly I'm looking for dead wood, right? Things like that. Things like this burnt and fallen tree. Things like this branch that fell off and broke under the weight of the snow. So there's plenty of it around. It's just boring collecting it all and not really camera worthy. Well, it's starting to get a little busier here, so I'm going to stop for today at this point. I got lots of time to work on this project. But anyway, a little bit of dead wood. I'm just going to spin it around in a hoop right here. Judging by the group of people who walked right by me without looking while I was working, I'm guessing this is going to be a perfect location for the first Permaculture Pirate garden. I'm going to wrap this particular episode up here, but if you tune in for the next one, I found an interesting sort of map, if you will, that leads to garden treasure for the permaculture types, and I'm going to be investigating that a little more thoroughly. Be sure to stay tuned for future episodes of the Permaculture Pirate. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Have a fantastic day. How convenient there seem to be these local markings. Let us see if I can get in trouble for this. No fires, not going to be burning anything. Keep dogs on a leash. Well, he's on a leash. I'm not holding it, but he's on it. Parks and beaches closed 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. So I won't be here for the first 6 hours of any given day. No camping. I'm not camping. No unauthorized vehicles. Well, that sign behind me doesn't say anything about gardening or landscaping or feeding the homeless, so I think I'm good to go. Alright. Now I really am closing out this particular episode. Thanks for watching me, everybody. Have a fantastic day.